been here to help you get what you need.
Hello, everybody. Now, I want to say this is not your traditional background, right? Fedor. That's because I'm not at my home. So, yeah, it's not very traditional, but I'm still willing and able, and I'm going to come and meet with you guys like I do every Saturday at 10:30. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to Rise High Radio. Let's talk about it with my Linda. As you can see of the title, it says the Fifth, Sixth, Seventh, and Eighth Amendment. Now, if you are listening to this, go ahead and hit that share button, please. Um, please share this. Share. You know how I feel about sharing. This is some very vital information, very vital. And I just want to emphasize on, like I said, I'm going to be going through all of the amendments so people can be aware of them, so people can know um, what your amendments are, right? Yeah, guys. So this is not the very traditional background as I had, and I'm just out of my atmosphere, but I'm still in the direct content of what this is. So the Fifth, Sixth, Seventh, and Eighth Amendment. That's what we're going to be talking about on tonight. If you are listening to this, once again, um go ahead and hit that share button, please. Hey, y'all know I love Chris. Yeah. I just popped on here, y'all. I ain't even. I just popped. Got my. I just popped on here. That's hey and fabulous.
When I get there, you just get your shit ready. Oops, I mean your shit ready. Can't believe I said that. You see where my head at? Show me where your head at. She gon' have it.
So we're gonna go ahead and get it started on tonight. Once again, we're going to be discussing the Fifth, the Sixth, the Seventh, and the Eighth Amendment. If you are listening and you do want to chime in, you can go ahead and comment at the bottom, and I will know that you are trying to get in. Either I will, add you on the forefront, or just answer whatever questions um, that that come from the comments. So, amendments. Why am I doing amendments? Because there's so much stuff going on in the world right now, and we actually need to know our rights. Okay, when I was doing my research, of course, in my head, I'm like, they ain't doing this right. They ain't doing this right. This ain't right. This right has been broken. So, in order for us to know what one of our rights has been broken, we have to know what the right is, right? What is the bill that is trying to protect us? What is the amendment that's trying to protect us in regards to our amendments? So when I talk about knowledge of what the amendment is for everybody, and I'm grateful that this platform is available to me, due to the fact that if you missed it on today, or if you like, oh, I remember when she said, well, what she said about the Second Amendment, you can always go to YouTube, Facebook, or I think we're on Twitter too, to look up those broadcasts of me talking about the amendment and breaking it down the simplest form, or as simple as I possibly can, so people can understand exactly, you know, um, exactly what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this, the Fifth Amendment. So the Fifth Amendment declares that no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless presentment or the grand jury is presented, except in cases arise in the land or noble force. Noble force meaning the military when it is actually service in time of war. Um, oops, sorry. Actually service in a war. Or we cannot be prosecuted for anything that we already done, which is called the jeopardy, putting the same offense on someone twice. Um, Nor shall we be compelled. Um, no, I didn't. I didn't. No, nor should we be compelled um, in any format, and that is any format. Actually, be a witness against the crime that's there. Um, so pretty much, what is this saying? It's a whole lot of jibber jabber, but what is this actually saying? And I keep on. I do apologize. I have a touch screen, and this makes it really weird when I'm trying to touch the screen. So what is this actually saying to us? What is the First Amendment? Why do I need to know the First Amendment? What is it doing for me? I mean, the Fifth Amendment. What is it doing for me? And the Fifth Amendment is put into the Constitution because it's the Fifth Amendment. You hear people say, I plead the Fifth. I plead the Fifth. I plead the Fifth. That's saying that no person should be held in trouble because they do not want to testify because it may cause them to be guilty. Okay, so that Fifth Amendment says pretty much, and this is in a sum, the Fifth Amendment declares that an individual should not be held accountable if they plead the Fifth, meaning that they do not want to give out any information that will harm them or like incriminate them in any type of case, whether it be federal or state. The plead the Fifth, and you hear everybody say, when a man is in trouble, well, he too scared to say that, but if anybody's in trouble, they don't want to tell the truth, they like, I plead the Fifth. Nick Cannon got it on Wild 'N Out. I plead the Fifth. Like, if I say anything, I might get myself caught up. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to plead that Fifth. And the plead the Fifth was put, of course, into um, the amendments because everybody's not a lawyer. So people may stumble over their words. People may be nervous, and then law enforcement or any type of federal or state officials may be taking it out of contact. Then boom, there you go, an imprisonment for something that they didn't even kind of know how to really say. So that's why the Fifth Amendment was put into place, because some people don't know how to actually say their words the right way they want to without it sounding like, oh, she lying. But she might not be lying. It's just, she can't get those words out. I mean, she can't talk like a lawyer, or she can't represent herself properly. So they plead the Fifth until, of course, the Seventh Amendment comes in. So if you have any concerns or any questions, or any time that you actually pled the Fifth, go ahead, and I want to, just hit I plead the Fifth. You ain't even got to tell your story. If you've ever pleaded the Fifth, and that means formal and informal. in court and out of court. If you ever pleaded the fifth in any given situation, go ahead and drop I pleaded the fifth or I plead the fifth. I don't think I never pleaded the fifth. I haven't. I've always took it like a gangster, I guess. So if you have ever pleaded the fifth before, go ahead and drop I pleaded the fifth. I think a lot of people have, because it's just a way to get out of like catching yourself up. Like I said, everybody can't say their words properly, so they'll say, I'm not saying yay and I'm not saying nay. I'm not saying either or. I just plead the fifth. That's it. I just plead the fifth, right? And I think at times we do really want to plead the fifth. We do, but pleading the fifth sometimes looks guilty, right? It looks like we're guilty, which that's what the Fifth Amendment is supposed to protect. If you plead the fifth, you're not held accountable to answer to any of these people, and you're not held to look guilty, even though in common sense you look guilty if you plead the fifth. Like, oh, why you can't tell the real story? Why you got to plead the fifth? So that is the Fifth Amendment. Like I said, if you ever pleaded the fifth, go ahead and hit that I plead the fifth at the bottom. So, me, myself, I never pleaded the fifth. I'm a never pleader fifth person. I always took it head on, like the ram I am. So that was the Fifth Amendment. So once again, like I said, the Fifth Amendment indicates that you are not to answer and you're not to be held accountable if you plead the fifth, saying that you do not want to contest to anything that's going on. You want to not say anything at all or do the silent treatment, right? So when you plead the fifth, like I said, pleading the fifth comes from, it can come from a witness standpoint or the person that's being prosecuted. They can both plead the fifth. And technically, and this is technically, but is it happening? No, it's not. But when you get pulled over by the police, if you want to plead the fifth, you can. And it shouldn't make you look guilty, but we all know that things get turned around. Words get turned around when we get pulled over by the police. And if we plead the fifth, we automatically look guilty, which in all actuality, in the amendment is supposed to protect you for the not looking guilty due to the fact that you can't distinguish your words like a attorney would. So you're pleading the fifth right now, right? So, sometimes, it's a setup within itself. Hey, cuz, how you doing? It's just a setup within itself. So is this amendment, is it helpful, or is it getting us in deeper mess than we already in, or somebody already think we in? What y'all think? So once again, if you are listening to this, go ahead and tell me that you have ever pled the fifth. I don't know if anybody has ever pled the fifth, but if you have, go ahead and hit that and tell me if the Fifth Amendment is helping us or is it hurting us? Is it making us look guilty? What do you guys think? This, the Fifth Amendment is really tricky because, like I said, it was created to help us, but it makes us look guilty at the same time, which is so contradicting. And the whole Constitution amendments are contradicting. They are. Okay, so that is the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment, like I said, once again, it is supposed to allow you to plead the fifth, which is to stay silent in regards to anything that happens until you get proper counsel or proper representation. Okay. If you are listening to this, go ahead and hit that share button for me. Like I said, this is very good information that I'm presenting to you guys. And don't get mad at me because I got a door as my background. I'm in a different atmosphere, but I still wanted to bring this information to you guys because I feel that it's very, 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 very important. So when we talk about the Sixth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment the Sixth Amendment declares that everybody that's convicted of a crime is to have a speedy trial. How many people or how many people's been sitting up in court forever waiting and waiting and waiting some more? So when I read this, I was like, It says in the Sixth Amendment that we're supposed to have a speedy trial, a public trial, one that has a jury, one that has a jury for us. We're supposed to. One that has, we're supposed to have our jury. Actually, what kind of got me was the speedy trial, because I know for a fact that some people right now still waiting, sitting in prison, in jail right now, waiting on the conviction, and been sitting there for years, not days, years. So what type of speedy trial is that? If you have a family member right now that's sitting in, just hit that like button. Or share it, do something, or hit that heart. I don't see where there is a speedy trial given to anybody nowadays. Yeah, I don't see where a speedy trial is given to anybody. I do apologize, guys. I have kind of mixed up some things, which I didn't mean to, but because of the touch screen, it like, So once again, the Sixth Amendment said that we're supposed to have a speedy trial, a public trial. We're supposed to have a jury, and the district is supposed to make sure that it's just fair for us. What do you guys think about that? Because like I said, I know for a fact, even the first sentence, we ain't even got to go through the whole or the whole bill. Even the first sentence is, I know for a fact that people are sitting right now and they don't have a speedy trial, right? They don't have good people on their side, and they're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So this also says that we are supposed to have a counsel with us too. And once again, I'm so sorry. I did like one of these, and all these righteous got out of place, and that is totally um, totally my fault. But I know the gist of it, so I can explain it to you. So once again, like I said, the Sixth Amendment is saying that we're supposed to have a speedy trial, a public trial, a lawful trial for the jury, and we're also supposed to get some type of counsel. Okay. If you, like I said, if you know somebody that's sitting and waiting on trial, go ahead and hit that share button or hit the like button, because you know, it's people, like I said, that's just waiting on that's been waiting for years and years and years um on their freedom, or at least on a conviction, so they can figure out what kind of time they're doing. So that is the Sixth Amendment. Now when we go to the Seventh Amendment, when we go to the Seventh Amendment, um, it really, excuse me, it really talks about the common law, okay? The common law for us to get the proper representation, right? And we don't get that. We don't get that. Um, the seventh, why does the Seventh Amendment exist? And the Seventh Amendment exists, and it's for um it's to help us get a free or a fair trial for the jury. So you know how we got to do jury duty and stuff like that. That's where the Seventh Amendment comes at. When we're doing jury duty, it's it's in the Constitution. That's why, you know, if you don't go to jury duty, you're about to get damn near arrested, go to jail, just because you don't do jury duty, because it is a constitutional thing or amendment. It is a part of the law. So the Seventh Amendment declares that to put into place for a jury, so we are judged amongst our peers. Um, have you ever raised? I know it's going about to be a ton of people for this, but go ahead and hit that share button or that like or anything if you ever have done jury duty, um, or you haven't, or you've been skipping out. Maybe don't put none if you've been skipping out, because they're probably looking for you. So who has done jury duty? I guess. Um, I think everybody has. You know, everybody is has to do jury duty. That's just something that you guys have to do, right? It's part of, like I said, the Seventh Constitution, and it's for us to get a fair trial amongst our peers. Okay, so that Seventh Amendment is right in front of you. Tried by a jury, you are to be re-examined by the court if the jury cannot come up with the thing or with the um, conviction. And it says excel $20. That's if the cost of the court hearing is $20 or less. You don't have to, but $20 or more, okay, you have a right to a trial, which I don't. $20, I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Okay, So the $20. So in front of you is the Seventh Amendment. And like I said, the Seventh Amendment breaks down the fact that we have that jury set into place for us to be, I guess, judged from our peers and people that are living in everyday life and people that know exactly what's going on with, can feel somebody else's pain or have empathy for that person, not just a judge that's getting paid to do it. Juries don't get paid except for, I don't know, like $24 in a day or something like that. So that's giving us a better representation on the empathetic side of things, right? So that we are able to get a fair trial amongst our peers, and we can get people that actually go through things. That's why they randomly select the juries from different different backgrounds and everything like that. And then they ask you certain type of questions to eliminate the biases also. So they want a fair trial, but they also want to eliminate the biases of that. So I remember when I did jury duty, they said, well, if you ever heard of the case, you can't. If you ever heard of this case, then you can't be on jury duty. I was like, yep, I've heard of it. So I was automatically kicked off because I knew information about the case before they gave us the actual facts or whatever they thought was facts that was actually in the prosecutor's notes or whatever. So if you have ever did jury duty, I mean, I'm the one that I don't care if I do jury duty. I mean, it's interesting. And I'm not, some people are like, oh, I gotta do jury duty. So, but I really don't see the problem in it. Just think about that you're giving that person that's on that stand a fair trial. You have a voice in that person's justice. So when you do jury duty, it's not as bad as you think it, because people be like, I gotta sit there and I gotta do. But you're giving that person you're trying to present a fair trial in their decision or in the justice system. Just think of it like that when you get called for jury duty. And they pay you and you off of work. Can't beat it. Right? If you are listening to this, go ahead and hit that share button. This is about the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Amendment. If you are listening to this, go ahead and hit that share button. I want to educate you guys as much as possible in regards to these amendments, and I will be doing them every week. This week we're doing the 5th, 6th, and 7th and 8th Amendment. In front of you is the 7th Amendment, and it pretty much says that every citizen or every person that's being convicted of a crime is offered a jury due to the fact that they want them to get I don't know, I don't want to say judge, but representation from their peers, people that live everyday life, people that are not judges or attorneys. This is part of the 7th Constitution. So everybody has to get a jury. Everybody has to get a jury if they decide to take their case to trial. Okay? And like I said before, if you one of those people that don't like jury duty, just think of it like this. You are giving a person a fair chance instead of a judge coming in saying, oh, well, that 20 years. You are actually giving that person a fair chance and actually trying to listen to them out and take this evidence and that evidence and trying to make it a make it justify or not justify, make it a equal chance for them to be free or be in prison. So you are that person, that entity, that piece that helps that system, the jury system, to make a fair call on somebody. Because you heard that they threw the book at him. That means he didn't want to go to trial. He was trying to plead his, or she was trying to plead her case, and they're like, we don't gotta listen to you. With the jury, they do listen to you. They do gather evidence. I think I hear a lot of people say that sometimes it's some biases and biases in regards to the race, the ethnicity of a person, which that could be a factor too. But you can be that person on that jury. They're like, no, we're not going to be racist, or no, we're not going to do this. I know I would be. I would be for sure. So just think about when you are pulled for that jury duty and you got to take like 12 days off of work. Just know that you're doing you're trying to do the best that you can to help a person get an equal trial or honest trial. Okay. Once again, if you are listening to this, go ahead and hit that share button. In front of you is the 7th Amendment. I'm going to go ahead and move to this 8th Amendment. These amendments were very interesting. They was more or less about taking things to trial and the things that, or the opportunities that we're supposed to get. Remember, we talked about last week, we don't get that because the color of our skin. Okay. But these are the rights that we are supposed to get. We're supposed to get a speedy trial. We're supposed to get the right representation for us. We're supposed to get unbiased juries, right? But sometimes we get racist juries. Yeah. Which plays a big factor, of course, in somebody's case because of the fact that you are the ones that's making this decision. So if you racist already against this person, there's no evidence that needs to even be presented to you because you already have in your mind that I don't like this person because of the color of their skin. So I'm going to automatically assume they are guilty, right? So can the jury pickings, can they be a little bit more do it with a fine-tooth comb? Absolutely. I think maybe they should have a social worker or a psychiatrist that's actually speaking to these people so they can kind of pull out any type of mental instabilities or any type of discrimination that they see. That's just my opinion. Because we do have people, we want a clean jury, okay? Because that's the only way we're going to get an honest he's guilty or not guilty, right? That's the only way. So if you are, once again, if you are listening to this, go ahead and hit that share button. I am on the last amendment, which is the 8th Amendment. These amendments were pretty interesting. Very interesting. Like I said, the 6th Amendment said that we're supposed to have proper counsel, which is like the court-appointed lawyers. Now, everybody know that court-appointed lawyers treat people like shit. I'm going to say it like shit. Some of them do, because it's just a trial to them. Like, oh, case number, because they have to do it, because it's a part of our amendment in our Constitution. So the 6th Amendment reports that we're supposed to have a speedy trial, we're supposed to have a jury, and we're supposed to have a right counsel, right representation, which is falls in the category of a court-appointed lawyer. And how many people have got a court-appointed lawyer and got messed over? Don't worry, I'll wait. Because I know it's a boatload. It's a boatload of people that have had court-appointed lawyers that have screwed them over just because of the fact that they couldn't afford a lawyer, and a lawyer is automatically given to them, automatically, because it's part of the 6th Amendment. It's their constitutional right. A jury is automatically given to that person because it's their constitutional right. A speedy trial is given to somebody because it's their constitutional right. Now, if we think about those three things that I just said, are they delegated properly? Are they delegated for our African American people or our Black people? Or no, it's not fair. It's just not. It's not fair due to the fact that even though we get these constitutional amendments of proper representation or proper the proper justice system, is it really some thin things that followed, or some some gray areas that happen inside of there? Like I said, some of the racist juries, even though you're getting a jury, it's still a racist one in there, so you ain't gonna win. Even though you're getting a lawyer, it might be a court-appointed lawyer that really don't give a damn about you anyways, because you're not paying them. So you know. So has anybody ever had a court appointed lawyer where it kind of like went left and you like, this guy did not, or this girl did not even care if I was guilty or not? This was not a justice representation. If you have, you can either share your story or you can just hit I have, or whatever you feel comfortable. But I guarantee it's a ton of people out there that have had wrong representation from court-appointed lawyers and got messed over. They just got messed over because of the fact that retainment fee is like 15 to 12, well, 15 to $3,000, if you don't have a lawyer that already works with your family. I have a lawyer that I can call on about anything, just because he's been with me since my baby was 1. So, and he's 12. So he's been with me for 11 years. So I can call on him about anything. But some people don't have that. And then they have to get this crappy representation because the Constitution, the Sixth Constitution, Sixth Amendment says it, and it's their constitutional right. Or they got to get this racist ass jury because it's their constitutional right. And I'm sorry for being so today, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? We grown. And if we're not grown, please, babies, if kids is watching this, I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. But real is real. And I know your parents tell you that. Always be honest. Always be upfront. Kids is the most honest people that's working on this. That's living on this earth. They will tell you if you don't look good. They be like, you fat and you don't look good. Kids, they the most honest people. Like, your eyes crooked. You be like, God, what? You look, but you can't beat up the messenger. They just trying to tell you what it is. But kids is so honest. They will tell you what it is. Like, your hair needs to be taken down. You be like, I know. Thank you. You don't even know what to say when the kids say something, you like cut into you like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put up this last amendment. And the eighth amendment says excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel or unusual punishments afflicted. But does this happen? Absolutely. Do we get charged? Like, if you on probation or something, you got to pay like, they want you to pay $500 on a fixed income, right? The bail bondsman is like extremely high, but you got to pay for it because you want to get out of jail. People, when they say unusual, cruel and unusual punishment, people are serving wrong times now. Okay? People are getting 25 years to life for kicking in somebody's door. Some crazy stuff like that. People are right now getting wrongfully or cruelly or unusually punishment for crimes. The crimes do not equal the sentencing, or the sentencing does not equal the crime. Period. And what do you think? Y'all know what I'm about to say too. I think y'all know what I'm going to say. Y'all should know me well enough. Why do you think that the unusual, well, the cruel crime has happened? Because of the bullshit ass representation. Your representation is horrible. Because the Sixth Amendment says, hey, everybody get a lawyer, right? Everybody. They're going to say we had to be a good lawyer and fight all this good fight. We'll give you a couple, whatever. And then, hey, it's out of our hands. Next case. Next case. But cause I'm talking right. I might be wild, but them kids be telling the truth. And they do. I had to be like, I was like embarrassed by a kid. Like, oh, you just gonna tell me that, you just gonna tell me that I need to go put on another shirt because that one don't look right on me. You just really gonna tell me that at 6 years old? Okay. Well, I'm about to go change my shirt. But no, I'm just playing. So the Eighth Amendment is right there in front of your face. It says no excessive bail shall not be required, no excessive fines imposed on them, or cruel or unusual punishment afflicted. And we already know that this is happening right now. It's people that's serving time right now. Right now. Our loved ones, our people, the people we care about, the people we talk to. You have a collective call from a free call. Our people are serving right now cruel and unusual punishment, convicted or conflicted on them due to their sentencing is not matching up with the crime. If you got somebody right now that that is serving some time, that their time does not match up with the crime that they did, go ahead and hit that like button, or go ahead and hit that share button, or comment it below and say that's me, because I guarantee, and I'm just throwing out a percentage, I'm gonna find a percentage when I leave here, but I'm just guesstimating, at least 65%, okay, I want to say 45%, because now they're really thinking about, oh, these people are serving time that's too long for what the crime that they did. So they're kind of trying to rub it with a fine-tooth comb now. So I want to say 45 to 65% of people is probably actually in serving time right now. You know I had those numbers for you next week though. But serving time right now that doesn't match the sentencing. But it says it in our constitutional right, the 8th Amendment. Mm. Right there, our 8th Amendment. There. Oh yeah, I can't see me pointing at it, but I'm pointing at the 8th Amendment. I need to stop pointing because that's how all my amendments got messed up from this touchscreen. But this is the 8th Amendment right in front of you. No excessive fines imposed. No bail shall be required, not required for them. And you know, um no unusual or cruel punishment. That's why in the what you call it, they be like, bail is set at $1 million. You be like, what? Bail is set at $100,000. But it's our constitutional right for it to be fair. Our sentencing is supposed to equal our crime. It's your 8th Amendment. Okay. The 6th Amendment say, like I said, you're supposed to get good representation, a good jury, and a speedy trial. Speedy trial. Oops, I keep on. Sorry, y'all. I'm not in my element. I'm not where I'm usually at. And don't whoever gonna laugh at me about the door in the back is my screen or my background. Y'all ain't right. I love you anyways. But that is the 8th Amendment in front of you. So today, y'all, we did the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Amendment. And I hope that I broke it down so you can understand and put it in your own words, because it's all about you understanding in your own words. Like I said, some people are visionaries. Some people can read it and get it just like that. Some people need to hear somebody put it in a different atmosphere. Other people need to see the words. So it's different type of ways that people retain information. And I try to give it to you all. I try to put it in talking term or regular communication term. I also give you right in front of it what it actually says, and I read it what it actually says as well, so you guys can obtain this information the best way possible. And if you do have any additional questions, you can always message me at Rise High Radio. I'm more than welcome to explain anything that I presented on my podcast. Um, and I just really, like I said, I really hope that this information, it's a bug. I'm good, I really hope this information pierces your heart a little bit so you can be aware and it can enter into here so you can be knowledgeable. Okay, so you can know your information and know what we're under. This is our Constitution. These are our amendments. Are they unfair? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They are. But I want you to understand, and you take the information how you want to. You go with it how your heart feels. Okay? So once again, this is my Linda with Rise High Radio. Let's talk about it. I appreciate you guys for coming on. You know, I'm here every Saturday at 10:30. This time I was late. I was a little late. I was. Y'all know I be late though. Y'all should already know that. Give me like 10, 15 minutes. Even though I say 10:30, I gotta put that on the flyer to have an accurate time. I can't say 10:30-ish. They be like, oh my God. So this is my Linda with Let's Talk About It. I really hope that you guys obtain this information and let it sink in here, like I said before, because this is very good information that will help you. this day and age right now, or the things that's going on right now, you need to understand. You need to understand your rights. Okay? Period. Period. Just like we talked about the C's and probable cause last week, the Fourth Amendment. You need to know your rights. So this is why I'm breaking down every amendment for you and for me too, but for you, because we always bypass those amendments. We like, oh, this Constitution, oh, them amendments, right to bear arms, right for press, talk, say whatever you want to say. I want you to know the amendments that really don't even apply to you. That's how I want you to be on top, right? Well, once again, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming to see me every Saturday at 10:30. Next week, I'll be doing the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th amendment. And then I'm going to skip because I already did the 13th, 14th, 15th. That's the one I did first. So next week will be the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th Amendment that I'm going to break down. If this has helped you, go ahead and hit that share button. Let it help somebody else. Let it help somebody else. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Make sure you're here next week with me. This is my Linda with Let's Talk About It every Saturday at 10:30. So I'll see you guys next Saturday. Have a good weekend. Peace.